So the crux of doing this trek without a guide of any sort is that a lot of the lodges won't allow you to stay there. You kind of are just on your own for accommodation, which is why we're in this lovely abode for the evening. Nice little Peruvian farm lady was kind enough to take us in for the night.
Now, I'm not an Eagle Scout or anything, but I am okay with roughing it a bit. A lot of those domes and eco lodges you might see on Google Images are either reserved for groups or indefinitely closed. We were just lucky we didn't have to sleep in a field or anything. That being said, we were running out of water and had to be really sparing with our devices since we needed at least one phone working to see our route map. It's worth noting that the cold does drain batteries faster, and we hadn't had anywhere to charge up since leaving Cusco 2 days earlier. Fair warning, go at your own risk.
We have 12 miles, or about 19 kilometers to La Playa, but we're going down in elevation, so that'll be a bit easier. Hopefully it warms up, and hopefully we have an actual bed to sleep in tonight that isn't like in a hut or an unfinished construction site. But who's to say that isn't part of a good adventure?
Hey, way to be positive.
Oh, and we saw an avalanche yesterday. That was fun. Hey Sam, do you give consent? God damn it, I have to cut this part out now.
We left Colpapampa and our dignity behind at around 9 a.m., give or take.
Sorry.
You can call it that. That's what we call it. That's how I would.
I can't say Bellland either.
We dropped about 600 meters of altitude going into Chalet, where we got sunshine, lunch, and Wi-Fi, of all things.
Oh, I've got signal.
Yeah.
Yes, we booked a lodge this time. Yes, it was expensive. About 90 USD per person.
Yeah, we dropped down to the bridge and it makes us stop up there. That's very narrow path.
All right, we'll make it work.
I think it was about halfway up when we made our first friend of the hike. This is Biscuits. Not sure who she belongs to or where she came from, but she followed us, and followed us, and followed us.
Oh man. Oh, that is one determined pup.
Okay, I think you've earned your place at Aguascalientes.
Even until we got lost on our way to our lodge in La Playa. When we realized we weren't actually lost, we just hiked past it because by this point, I don't think we could accept that we actually had a decent place to sleep.
God, the flies are really eating me today. What do you think? Finally a nice place to sleep for the night. I think something about having a hot shower and electricity and an actual bed to sleep on will make a pretty huge difference today. We got roughly 19 kilometers, which is about 12 miles, to right outside of Aguascalientes. We're gonna go down a little bit in altitude, which is great because I'm pretty done with headaches at this point. We also made a little friend last night. She's been following us around for the last 12 or 13 miles. She might follow us today, but if we don't get to see her after today, then this one's for you, Biscuits. Good girl.
Jesus.
We came a ways.
Well, maybe not. I don't know. I can't tell.
Huh.
Trying to look back and see the biodome thing we're staying in. Can we spot the bridge?
I can see the gorge that we were kind of in yesterday.
Today was the first day we started making good timing on the hike. Fall went accordingly, we planned on being in Aguascalientes by nightfall.
Sounds like, well, I think it's Lacta Pata.
Yachta Pata?
Yeah, I think so. We're about 3 miles away from it now.
Good, that's our halfway point for today.
And it's only 25 past 11 now.
And that guy said we were crazy to try to make it today.
He might be right. We'll see though.
It's not giving us the exact heights of the location, but
yeah, I think we've gained about 700 meters, maybe 800 actually. Then we're going to drop right down.
some of those guys on the Inca Trail also stayed at Sorry-Pampa.
That's probably a bulk of the groups that we saw there.
Yep.
Which explains why so many people are at the lake.
Yeah, sure.
By this point, following any trail is pretty foolproof. We made good time on this day, so we took our time stopping through all the lookout points. Oh hey look, it's Machu Picchu. We'll be there tomorrow.
So, you look at the map.
Oh, this is nice. Cannot find directions to our hotel on Google Maps. Okay.
Even sharks need water.
Okay, now we do Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels. No, you're supposed to do. It's like back to back, and you're the one in the middle.
Yeah, you point your guns that way. You point your gun that way.
Everybody consents to this, right?
No. Let's stop this now. Okay.
Do you think there was like a bunch of climbers and they got to Machu Picchu and they're like, making our city here?
We stay here now.
Yeah, what is Machu Picchu? I don't know anything about it.
From here on out, most of our hike was downhill. We're not gaining any more elevation, but between the switchbacks and mosquitoes, I'd say comparing it to going uphill isn't a lesser of two evils, so much as it is an apples and oranges situation. I was also pretty certain I'd lose a toenail.
We've covered nearly 6 miles.
Have we? So we're halfway?
5.6. So, well, no, we got like 7.4 to go. Filming yourself drinking water.
Yeah. I'm not gonna cut that part out.
Why is it I don't consent?
Do not consent.
Oh, and biscuits? She left us for some trail runners about halfway through the day. Look, I know she was only with us for like 24 hours, but it was a real Airbud moment at the time. Girl.
Do you have any particular choice of alcohol, Dorian?
Do they have? What do they have? Do they have Cusqueña?
They have Amstel, they have Pilsner, they have Cusqueña, yeah.
I'll take the tallest, just the tall boy.
Oh, they've got 3 tall boys.
Oh,
We were getting a tall boy?
I will have a tall boy.
Yeah, I think we're getting a tall boy.
All right, sounds like we're getting a tall boy. So we are right outside of Aguascalientes, and we just arrived. And my body, my legs, my everything, my spirit hurts. Right?
You did well. He's a big boy today.
I was a big boy today. All of us are big boys today. We got like what, 12 miles in?
Yeah.
16. Wow, God, 16 miles. But we're in a nice, beautiful hostel with a shower and everything. And guess what? Tomorrow morning we are going to Machu Picchu. Damn. We spent the whole night walking by some train tracks for I don't know how many miles. We went down a bunch of hills. Saw a huge waterfall, not in that particular order, but yeah, I'll see you in the morning when I'm a little more coherent and a little more physically able. Bye.
It goes without saying, you'll be drained. Stupidly drained. In a different world, we would have taken the cab further up to save time. We would have hiked a little further and planned a better accommodation. And we would have gotten an actual proper night's sleep before getting up at 4 a.m. to hike to the entrance of Machu Picchu. But that ain't reality, and we're doing it in a few hours. And whether or not we get in is still a coin toss. Getting to the entrance gate on time is imperative. You're only allowed in for the time and day that you booked for.
I like the sound of that.
So I think we'll be there in about 20 minutes.
At the time of filming this, ticket holders were only let in on a first-in-line basis. If the park gets too full, visitors get capped. And guess who's first at the gate? The fucking tour groups.
Well, it's game time.
Look, I'm not saying there's a moral to this story or anything, but the part where we don't get in is where I really would have hated to end this. Luckily,
You made it, sub!
you'll have to hire a guide to actually walk you through the park. Smaller groups are usually combined and split the cost amongst each other. We joined these lovely ladies here and split the cost to roughly 140 sols or about 50 USD per person. This is our guide, Freddy. He speaks English, Spanish, Quechua, and probably a handful of other languages.
Because the Inca beginning,
That's not uncommon though. All of the guides here are extensively educated and specially licensed for the job. We booked the 6 a.m. tour. It was probably about 7 or so by the time we started moving, and 9 once we got to the lookout point. And then...
What do you guys think? We finally made it.
It's amazing, but can't see anything yet.
We're about to.
I hope so.
Oh God.
But was this our unlucky moment? Did we come all this way to see nothing? Nah, be patient. Morning cloud cover is an unmitigated guarantee of the earlier tours. It's hard to imagine, but... Wow, would you look at that? And who says patience isn't a virtue? We probably waited about an hour, hour and a half, but usually by 10:30, 11, most of the clouds will have dissipated.
Are you sleepy?
Oh, and guess who we ran into?
Hey, do you remember me?
She's such a sweet dog.
As long as she's got a good home, she just needs to be loved. That's all that matters.
Once the fog clears, the tour will take you through the rest of the Citadel and end around noon, give or take. We planned an extra day in case we got capped. We took the day to rest and decided to take the night train from Aguascalientes back to Cusco, and wow, was it worth it. The glass top train will run you about 75 USD per person, but after roughing it the last few days, I think we were okay with spending a little more money on something fancy. So, you want to go to Machu Picchu? You might get lost or sick. You might have to hike for hours on end in the dark, or sleep in a barn, or adopt a stray dog. But you might see some of the most incredible things, reconnect with old friends, or just have one hell of a story to tell. I can't guarantee any of that on the guided tour, though.
Over 60 miles, a little bit of altitude sickness, and a lot of back pain, but we did the damn thing. It was all right, boys. Woo.
Until next time,
Alright, well, this is what we look like. 3 dudes in a field.
see you on the next adventure.
His hands on my ass.
Sorry. I thought that was the bottom part of your back.
Just the best part about...
Very moist. Very moist.
Very got ass sweat on your
I
hand.
know.